Vols fans, Vols fans. It's time to get that Gator ass. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 4 of the football season. This is the Very Orange live stream. I am your co-host, the Super Genius Wiley, along with my co-host and sidekick.
Young Brendan.
And it is Florida week. It is
Y'all want
time
on
for the hate
right
to
below.
come out. It is time for all this jinx bullshit to be put to bed, to die like it should. It's time to get out the grills and cook up some gator tail. Tastes like chicken, by the way.
Oh, I love gator tail.
Fried up, grill it up, put it in some gumbo, however you want it. It's good. It's good eating. And shows just how much we gonna whip that ass this weekend.
Number 11 versus 20 sounds mighty damn fine to me.
And it ain't even that close.
It ain't even that close. All right. Let's talk about, before we get to those lizards roaming around on the beach, whatever the hell they do. Let's rewind it and talk about the game you and I went to, and hopefully our hopeful guest, Max, was also there. The mighty Zips of Akron.
Mighty. Their mascot should be the face of Ben Stiller screaming from "There's Something About Mary" when he got his zipper stuck. I thought we looked really good in a lot of facets. I mean, the vertical game looked really good. I mean, Milton went through 15 balls for 200, completed 15 balls for 298 yards. If that's not, impressive, I don't know what is. Still no interceptions. Still only the 2 turnovers.
Hey, wait. How many touchdowns does Milton have?
How many touchdowns does Milton have?
Yeah.
We'll see. Hooker has 5. Milton has 3.
Oh,
Milton,
whoa. Well, I just wanted to know touchdowns. Do you know how many touchdowns AR-15 has?
0.
Zero.
This is where we get into the actual statistical analysis of why we are going to fucking dominate this game, and all this jinx bullshit, and then being in our heads It doesn't
No.
matter. It just doesn't matter. I feel like Bill Murray from Meatballs. It just doesn't matter.
um. Anyway, back to the Zips.
Yep. And I think I said Milton was threw 15 balls for touchdown. It was Hooker,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
course. It
yeah.
was HH who had the 15 balls for 298 yards. But as far as Akron's concerned, they're them some dirty sons of bitches. They knew
Oh,
they
that
weren't going to win
was
the game, and they knew that uh, they they're coming in for a paycheck, and they're going to try to take a pound of flesh with them, and they almost succeeded.
yeah.
Not quite. Let me tell you something, you rubber fuckers from Ohio. You take a shot at the king, you better not miss.
Damn straight.
Let me
That's
tell you
why
something.
I hate
All
these
you
games.
didn't hurt Jabari Small. You didn't hurt Cedric Tillman. You didn't hurt Dylan Sampson. All you did was piss them off.
Yeah.
Make them even more focused than they already were.
So,
And
in other words, thank
all
you.
I have to say to Joe Moorhead and Akron for that is thank you. Thank you.
Nice fucking try.
Mission accomplished. You want to get us pissed off and get ready to get nasty. That hey, you succeeded beautifully,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the number one reason I hate these games against lesser opponents
I mean,
is
it is. I mean,
it's
it
a
is a good
trap
way.
sometimes.
They have nothing to lose,
Right.
and either they're going to try to ruin your season by beating you, or they're going to try to ruin your season by taking somebody out.
Yeah.
And
And
luckily for us, it didn't work.
multiple people from
because
Knoxville.
because the guys you hurt we didn't need in the first place. We proved that.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hyde had the game so far of his career, and let me tell you something. That kid's only getting better. I mean, he's got more
It's just
competition in there
true.
with Brew McCoy, and iron sharpens iron.
Right. Right.
And so, I mean, I was relatively pleased with how he performed. I mean, I've never been to a game where he dropped 63 on somebody. That's in my lifetime of going to a Tennessee ball game. I've never seen that many points in one game. I've seen plenty of 50-point games.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there.
Yeah. I've never seen a
Well,
60 plus.
I do. I mean, I've never seen one at Neyland. We did beat not excuse me Vanderbilt 62-0 Peyton's freshman year, 93.
Uh,
We did beat Vanderbilt at Nashville 60-0 that year. But I mean, that's the first time I'd ever seen that in Knoxville.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, I mean, Majors would usually take his foot off the gas
Right.
about midway through the third quarter. That's not our style. Not to say that we're we're turning into Paternos and running up the fucking score on people.
No, I don't
Or
think so.
but it's well, we're just we're not we're geared to go. I mean, we know one speed, and we're going to play at that one speed, and if it works, it works. Um,
And if you can't stop the other guy,
oh yeah, and
ain't no sense in
our
complaining.
Florida people who've been trying to generate a new offense, who tried to drain a new audience on the show that they're now appearing on. And congratulations for them. Show hey, more the merrier. The more the merrier. The more stinky bullshit y'all throw out there, the sweeter our smell. But yeah, we run the same 10 plays. Baby, them 10 plays is like Novocaine. Give them time, and they always work. So, and you know,
Hey,
when that when we get that ball first time, it's going to be on my word, unleash hell.
Right.
I mean, we're looking. Can we actually get into the science part of this? So to back up all the bluster.
Sure, sure.
Okay, the Florida Gators are averaging 141 yards passing per game, 212 yards rushing. So the Tennessee Vols are averaging 363.7 yards passing per game and 182 yards rushing per game. So we are, 2.5 to 1 passing. We are not quite as strong rushing, but we haven't needed to be.
No.
Um, but you're also looking at a Florida defense that, if you excuse me while I sort through my notes, I had this written down somewhere, and I'm looking for it.
Weren't they in like the 200s in offense?
Well, rushing defense. Let me just pull this up real quick. Give me vamp for a second, boo.
Well, this other thing I like to hear. If this happened, and we always, Tennessee fans, if we did this or this, well, you're starting to hear it from these Florida fans.
Yep. If ifs and nuts were candy and if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Well, I like it better this way. If a frog had wings, he
Wouldn't
wouldn't
bump
bump
his
his ass a hopping.
Okay, so so rushing offense, they're getting 212 yards a game. We're getting 182. I don't see really an appreciable difference there because we haven't needed to rush the ball for 200 yards a game. We're throwing the ball for almost 400 yards a game, which is, like I said, a 2.5 to 1 advantage over them. They've had 0 passing touchdowns. They've AR-15's thrown 4 interceptions, 1 for a pick six against Kentucky.
Oh wait, but didn't you hear he was going to have the best game of his career against Tennessee?
Oh, I know. I mean, he's just going to show out. He's going to get his dick string knocked loose. Is what's going to happen. Look, the strength of their offense is their rushing. Montreal Johnson is averaging 9.6 yards per game. Trevor Etienne's doing 7.5 per game. Okay, the strength of their offense goes directly into the strength of our defense. Okay, they've got to be able to run the ball on us. Nobody, with the exception of one run by Pitt in the first quarter of that game, nobody has been able to run the ball on us. Our defense is averaging in the first 3 games we played, giving up 83 yards rushing per game. Now, that being said, if they're going to, if there is the chance that they're going to throw on us. We are giving up 261 yards passing per game, which that was our big weak point last year.
Yeah,
was defending the pass. We are going up against a quarterback who you get in his face. You get in his face and you rattle his cage. You get a couple of rushes on him. He's not going to be able to stand up to it. He's proven you can rattle his cage.
Or to
And
put it another way,
if we get in there and we get in his face and we force him into mistakes, they're going to have to stay with him because guess what they got backing him up? Nothing. I
to
mean, if
put
they
it
thought
another
if I
way,
mean if they thought Pitt's backup quarterback was a statue in the pocket, I'd love to see what Florida's got behind Richardson.
AR-15 isn't going to fuck
They're going to be
down.
shooting blanks, is what's going to happen.
He's going to fuck up.
I mean, are we giving up a lot of yards passing? Right, more yards than like passing. Yes. Are we better in the secondary? Absolutely. I mean, Tamari McDonald, Kamal Hadden have been really, really awesome improvements um, to that secondary. Flowers is playing up to where he needs to be. So, from a personnel standpoint, we're better than we were last year. We're not the same team. Offensively, we're not the same team. We are much more comfortable in our skin than where we
Right.
were. I mean, Tillman and Hyde are our two top receivers. I mean, Tillman's got a couple more. Has a couple. Hyatt's leading with touchdowns. Tillman's leading with yards. Brew McCoy's got 109, and then you've got Walker Merrill and Ramel Keaton behind those guys. Squirrel White's in there. And the strength of our offense is going towards the strength of their defense. Can we get open?
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
You're coaching this team.
Yes.
You got those three great receivers, and Squirrel White's shown some promise. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Do you go ahead and have him on punt and kickoff returns?
Well, considering that Callaway's suspended for the first half of the game, I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a shoelace away from returning the punt against Akron. So
Yeah.
I mean, literally the guy. I don't even know how the guy got him. I mean, he just was just barely got enough of him to get him on the ground. Otherwise, he was going to score, and we would have put 70 on him instead of 63.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we do. I think Squirrel for a freshman. I mean, he's definitely he behaves out there like he's pretty mature. He's definitely got a high football IQ. I mean,
from what I've seen, I like him.
I would rather have him back there than Callaway or Flowers. Flowers made a boneheaded mistake against Pitt.
Yeah.
And for me, that's. I mean,
get out of there. Yeah.
Save it for the defensive backfield. You're an every down player back there. Let's put it. Squirrel is not an every down player. He's a 1 to 2 down per series player. Theoretically.
Yeah.
He's a role player right now in the offense. Flowers is not. Flowers is arguably our best defensive back.
Yeah.
I also think with the addition of I don't know that if Beasley's going to start or if Ten's going to start or if Juwan Mitchell's going to start. Either way, I think adding that extra weapon of Juwan Mitchell back in there is going to be good. I think you're going to see a lot more of Elijah Herring this week. Freshman. Defensive end linebacker. He had Elijah Herring had 2 tackles against Akron. They're both sacks. So granted, competition's not the same, but we know the kid's got a high end motor on him.
High motor. That's exactly what I was going to say.
We're going to see who we're going to go on. Rushing. I mean, I honestly. I think Smalls. I don't think Smalls is going to start. I think Wright should probably start because I think the way things are looking, Wright's going to be more of an every down back, and Small's going to be more of your third down back, and then
Yeah,
Sampson.
yeah. I think
You bring in Sampson when you want to change things up and get in on the outside. Now I may be wrong. This may be small. This may be Small's game because the strength, the big weakness in Florida's defense is that defensive line.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, if we can open holes in that defensive line, of course, Papa Gator sitting there talking about how Brenton Cox, that fucking Georgia reject, is gonna ball out in this game. We're gonna slap him in the balls, more like it.
I was about to say
I mean, I
those
mean,
balls are going to be somewhere. It ain't
he
going to
is,
be
as
pretty.
the great Jerry Clower would say, all mouth and no chitlins.
All mouth and no chitlins.
He can talk. He can talk all. He can talk all he wants. But once he gets smacked in the mouth, you're gonna be like, dude.
um, I wish they'd this off season. Uh, get Small a little beefier. Put a little more.
I mean, they did. I mean, he's not quite 6 feet tall. I mean, they got him up to 215, which was
That's not
20,
too bad.
20 pounds. I mean, it's 20 pounds of muscle. That's for an off season, that's not bad. Ideally, if he, I mean, I would like to see him up to maybe like a Travis Henry weight, like maybe 225.
Yeah.
Henry is a little shorter, I think, than Jabari. But so I mean, you couple that weight with that low center of gravity, and then you got something.
There's no noise.
Samson's going to have to get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Samson has a lot of talent. And he's definitely good on the edges. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns on speed options, which was a play that we hadn't seen out of that offense yet.
What do you mean, an 11th play?
Yeah. But an 11th play.
Imagine that shit.
He's definitely good on the edges, but he's going to have to put on some muscle, a little extra bulk to be able to take the pounding that he's going to be facing against some of these bigger defenses.
Yeah.
But I really just statistically from the talent, and granted, the argument you made, well, y'all played Akron and Ball State and you only played Pitt. So the fuck what? Okay.
What's that record against all three of those?
We are 3-0.
3-0, baby.
How'd y'all do against South Florida?
Struggle win.
So, don't come in here and talk about inferior competition to us, okay? I'm not so sure Florida's any better than Pitt. I think probably Pitt's probably with Keaton Slovis, Pitt's probably better than Florida. That defense is sure damn good. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
They really are. They held us down in the third quarter, man. They did a good job, and I guarantee you Florida's going to be looking at that. But I guarantee you that we're going to be looking at ways to keep that from happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have a hell of a lot more confidence in Alex Golich and Josh Heupel to get that done than Billy and them boys down there in Florida.
Famous quote of his. The gentleman from Cookville.
Cooksville.
Everybody's going to be a Gators fan for this weekend. Nope.
Son, let me explain something to you. There are literally millions of SEC fans right now that are reveling, and I mean reveling, in Florida's misery.
Oh hell yeah.
We are going to tap dance on y'all's heads this weekend.
And there's only one song that needs to be played for that
Yeah.
tap dance.
Well, when you talk about Tennessee and football, you talk about dancing, well, Tennessee Waltz, but um, Rocky Top, of course.
Yes, sir. All right. Where are we at here?
25 minutes in.
25 in.
We are still, Max may not be able to join us tonight, but we are still also waiting for appearance from our resident, uh, our resident Florida lackey, Papa Gator. We we uh we slang some mud pretty hard Tuesday night with the Georgia boys looking on, enjoying every second of it.
I didn't
So
hate it.
I didn't hate
I
it.
felt rather restrained
I
myself.
I didn't hate it either. I do still say you must hate like a bitch to jack off while you're doing that. But hey, um, you know,
I was just gonna say those dumbasses didn't know how to clap, but I like yours even
I've
better.
always considered that an obscene gesture. So
So let's talk about. We got a new picture on here, and our picture of the week was the sad, sad, sad Auburn fan, and they lost to the mighty Nittany Lions. Right?
you know,
How do you feel about that? Because I really don't.
as much as I really do not care for James Franklin. Um, I it just I didn't like him when he's a Vandy, but he's look the guy's successful. He's relatively good at what he does, so you can't fault him on that. Um, but I can't feel bad because I don't feel worse for Auburn. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean there's not a worse other than I mean, and this is you're in the same division, the same conference as as Texas A&M, and I'm saying that there is not a worse booster situation in the country than Auburn right now.
No, hell no. It's
Okay,
a
okay.
cluster fuck.
Whoever gets hired as the AD in there needs to go in there with a fucking flamethrower
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and just and just go completely scorched earth. Go Dave Hart scorched earth on them, and just completely completely disown the Bobby Louders of the world. Otherwise, they're never going to get anybody in there that they want.
No.
And this is going to, I mean, and this is going to have to be a grand
Who do
slam
you
hire.
think? Let's say,
If they get stuck with a good old boy with a good old boy booster network that they've got in place right now, they're going to end up with Hugh Freeze, and they're going to be in the same position 4 years from now
oh yeah.
that they just that they were in when they hired him.
So that's part of my question here.
And I don't think the
Let's
hookers are as good
say.
in Montgomery as they are in Oxford. Just saying, or in
let's
Auburn.
say, let's say that Auburn were to pull a Scott Frost, and just next week, bam, Harson, GTFOH.
I mean,
Who do you think they go after in the offseason?
well, of course, I mean the flashy name is going to be Dion, of course,
Yeah.
but it's going to be whoever throws the most money throws the most money at Dion. And I mean, he could go to Arizona State. He could go to Georgia. He could go to Tech. Go to Georgia Tech. Um, so who do they go after? I don't know. I honestly, I don't know the answer to that question because I mean, do you go after somebody like Jamie Chadwell, who's done well at it, come out of, barely came out of nowhere at a mid major and has been really solid the past few years? Do you try to go after a Matt Campbell, who honestly he's kind of cooling off because Iowa State is not exactly the
Yeah, they're
sexy
not
pick that
lighting
it
the
has been
world
in the
on
past.
fire this year.
They're really not. I mean, do you go to the NFL and try to pull somebody
I'll tell you
from
who's going to
there?
be looking for a job from the NFL is
Do they try to go after Matt Rule, bring it and get him back into college?
uh,
I don't. I mean, he's not. I mean, Carolina's 0-2, so they're not exactly happy with the job he's doing right now. So he may end up looking for a job sooner rather than later. Do they look? Did they do something completely freaking stupid and go get Bobby Petrino from Missouri State? I mean, you won't talk about you won't talk about
man.
you won't talk about adding napalm to a dumpster fire. Hire Bobby Petrino down at Auburn. But I mean, it's gonna have to be somebody. Well, that's a safe pick, and it may be whoever if they bring in an outsider as AD, it may be a guy his guy that he
Yeah.
bring that he brings in. It's not going to be Bill O'Brien.
No, I think
I think
he's
I think I think Bill
primed
I think Bill
for
O'Brien's more likely to get the Nebraska or the Arizona State job.
really.
Yeah, I can see I mean, and honestly, part of me I can see Deion Sanders going to Georgia Tech before he would go to.
See, Georgia Tech makes sense for him, though.
It,
To me,
it's
it
I think it's more of a fit for him because just the bright lights and glitz that's Atlanta. I mean, it fits more into the prime time mold, and he was such a beloved player for the Falcons.
that's it. I
You know,
mean,
and when he was with the Braves for all those years. So I think it just, not that I'm saying he wouldn't do well at Auburn. I just think Georgia Tech is a more natural fit given that he already has history in Atlanta.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But picture of the week.
Anywho,
We've
picture of the
got
week was
you've got our honorary mention, our friendly neighborhood Gator hating Vol squirrel.
this is Sinan the Tennessee squirrel.
Yep.
Now, does that mean something to you? Because Sinan doesn't mean anything
It
to
doesn't.
me.
It honestly
Okay,
doesn't mean anything to me. I'm sure
okay.
I'm sure there's some joke or hidden meaning there, but
Yeah,
it escapes me at the moment.
he's I like it though. I almost made this our little thumbnail picture. Almost. But then I had our boys playing those lizard people down there in Florida. Or the picture might have
Well,
been.
we were talking about the sad Auburn fan. I mean, I think I would be that depressed if we were in that situation. We have been in that situation. I mean,
Yeah.
so I can't, like I said. Do I feel bad for Auburn? Yes. Do I feel sorry for them? Hell no.
Oh no, it's all their own making. I
This is a
mean,
situation of their own creation, and I mean, it's either you're going to clean it up, or you're going to continue to rot. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
yeah, yeah. Something's got to give at some point.
Well, what you got for us next, there, YB?
Um, all right, so I got a little good, bad, and double bagged.
All right, hit it.
Let me pull these things up.
Sorry, didn't want to burp on the mic.
Good job.
Yeah,
My computer is going crazy.
it's going crazy. Well, anyway, I'm going to talk about some of the things that are maybe pertinent to the game. Now, I've not seen a report. There's no press on this. I honestly don't know if there's any credence to this at all. Josh Pate on the late kick earlier in the week mentioned that there and where this was coming from. Like I said, I don't know. He said this, so I'm just passing along what he said. That one of the reasons why Florida has been so one dimensional is that maybe Richardson might be hurt.
It makes a lot of sense if he.
Yeah, I mean it does. Now, granted, whatever journalistic integrity I have, pretty much nil. There's nothing's been reported, and honestly, if I'm Billy Napier, I don't know that I would report it. He is your one quarterback right now. He is your ride or die, and it looks like they're riding straight into a pit, a Bengali tiger pit with
Yeah.
spikes in the bottom. Okay.
That pit
Um,
from Indiana Jones that has
yeah.
all the
Seriously,
snakes.
seriously, the stone is coming after them,
Yeah.
and there ain't gonna be nobody to give them the weep. It's So I like I said, I don't know if there's really anything to that, but I mean, it would. That's like I said, it makes a lot of sense given how one dimensional they are. But if they don't figure out a way, if they don't figure out a way to throw the ball, it's going to be a long fucking day
Oh yeah.
for them in Knoxville. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not sorry. I'm gonna
Oh
enjoy every.
no.
I'm gonna enjoy every single
Hell
second of
yeah.
it. And I'm like, where are these Gator hating Georgia fans at? Where's Patrick? Where's Ducati? Where's Mitch?
Oh no,
Where y'all
none
at
of
tonight,
them
man? Y'all are just
have chimed in.
the silence is your silence is echoing. Surprised y'all aren't just piling on this shit. Our friend Shelby Chadwick from SEC Bias posted the chat where you know a Miami fan said, "Well, I see the Vols are favored by double digits." So Gators by 17. Fuck Miami. I've been saying that since I was 11 years old. Well, 10. Since we beat that ass, and since we in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah. Fuck
Anyway,
Miami indeed. Um, so let me go ahead and I'll talk about this stuff's posted on Facebook. If you guys want to look at it.
look at
So
everything while you're at it. Look at our Twitter. Look at our Insta.
Twitter,
Check out
Instagram,
our link tree.
Facebook.
Subscribe.
Yes,
Hit us
sir.
up. Send us swag.
So the good this week was that funny little thing that happened between Georgia and South Carolina.
Um,
Supposedly it was a football game. Supposedly.
it's a football game that turned into an all-day country ass whooping. Is what it was.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And honestly, I
So
mean,
it was half good, half bad.
I brought this up on Tuesday night. I said George is pissed that they gave up a touchdown. Kent State, you better have that insurance paid up, fellas, because
You
they're
got no
mad.
argument from me on that.
That defense is mad, and yeah. The only flashes you're gonna see are the stars in front of your face from the concussions they deal out
Yeah.
on Saturday. To your
For
mamas and
real.
daddies, I am sorry for your babies because they're walking into a world of pain on Saturday.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad. But I think
Um,
Georgia. I think the line's 44.5, and I think they could easily win by 60.
it is 44 and a half.
Yep.
Um, the bad, and it was bad, and I wanted to talk about it. This MSU game versus LSU. What in the fuck is going on down in Mississippi State? I mean, it's just pathetic.
I, I I honestly have given up trying to figure out Mike Leach. Um, you know how first of all how he even relates to his players is a mystery to me.
Yeah,
The
I don't.
man's never played football. Now, granted, there are some great coaches out in the world who ended up being put in positions for in coaching in sports that they never played, and they've done really well.
But on top of all that, he's just batshit crazy.
I sincerely think the man has Asperger's.
Hey,
And talking from someone who in the field that they work in has experience with this.
yeah.
I got a pretty good radar when I see when somebody's on the spectrum. Okay.
Oh, it's, like, I don't know if you know this about me. Maybe you do. I worked with people on the spectrum for a year
Yeah.
when I was in college for that my senior year
And it
in a
just
practicum, and it
he his from his social skills to the way he just I've never seen the man smile at anything.
no, no, he,
And he might have very well been the brains behind Hal Mummy's success. That's fine. It doesn't make him a good head coach.
no, no.
Doesn't give him people skills. So I just and I've been and from what I've been told, I mean Brian Kelly ain't much better. From what I've been told, he ain't much of a human being.
I can totally see that, them
Yeah.
being
Oh yeah.
very, very similar.
What's her double
Um,
bag, Brandon?
oh, the double bagged Florida. You're about to get railroaded once again. Billy Napier running that bitch ass fucking mouth. We're going to Neyland Stadium, and it's going to be just like every other football game. Bullshit.
Billy, 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 Billy.
You think we showed up
Mm.
for Akron, the Zips? There's 101,000 people there.
There's going to be 106,000 screaming, and they're going to scream the entire game, and they're not going to leave. They're going to be there the whole time. And when those
Yep.
goalposts come down, and if there's any way possible that they can get on the field and take them goalposts down, they're coming down. You better get your Asbury off the field because you're liable to get one shoved right straight up your ass.
Yep.
We are going to give you something that you have never seen before, never felt before, never heard before. This ain't Texas, son. We are the original by God Orange,
Yep.
and we're going and you bet. I hope you're wearing yellow pants because you're gonna need them. You're gonna need the yellow pants in the first half and the brown ones in the second.
I mean, I can't even imagine being on that field and just being like in a damn earthquake.
And it's like,
Oh, it's
we
all the same.
we pop in the noise for practice. We simulate. There's not you can't simulate. You
Yeah.
cannot simulate that.
Nice try,
No matter
asshole.
how many times you play Rocky Top over your loudspeaker to annoy your players, you cannot simulate that.
You know what else was good about Mr. Richardson?
What's that?
Actually, he's an all right kid, but he's dumb as
Oh yeah.
shit for saying this, motherfucker. He said, they asked him, what do you think it'll be like going into Neyland playing against that opposition in their house? And he says, well, I do play in the swamp. You silly shit.
Oh,
You're in front of your home fans, you
you
dumbass.
poor ignorant, naive little man.
Just come on.
Just go ahead and hook your duck up to your truck and come on up here and find out just how different it is. Many quarterbacks have said, well, it's just another stadium. Ask Baker Mayfield what it's like to play at Neyland. Ask Brady Quinn what it's like to play at Neyland. You know.
That the big guy that's on CBS Sports played for Notre Dame.
That's Brady Quinn.
No.
Brady
He's
Quinn?
the black guy. He's bald headed.
Michael Zorch?
I think so. He's like, man, that's the roughest place. The roughest. So welcome on in, young man. You ain't gonna like it.
Bring that shit. Bring that shit here and just see. Just see.
All right. So let's get things wrapped up here. Everyone's weird item.
Now I will say this: I did enjoy the weird Vols item this week. The only thing that I editorial comment I have about it is this: I wish it was holding a gator head.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That a decapitated gator head. That would be the only thing that
You Reddit folks out there that might be watching this, because now I've got a Reddit account. Send me some images of things. Send me your weird Vol items.
Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it.
Be careful what I wish for, because I'll show it on this show. I'm not afraid.
That's exactly what sometimes that's exactly what scares me about you.
We had an ogre, and he was painted to look like a Vol, which I don't know. I don't know if I would go out and buy such a thing. I thought it looked kind of cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's it's definitely weird. The shirt from last week, I didn't think it was necessarily weird. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's something that I would go out and get. I would wear it to a game. So
Oh yeah.
if it's something, and granted, my attire to a game is not the average Bears attire to a game. I don't. I mean, I dress in orange, but I wear flowery shirts. I wear bucket hats. When everybody else is wearing jerseys and stuff like that, that's not nothing against that. And I have done that in the past, but it's not something I necessarily gravitate towards. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a certain way I like to
I,
dress to go to a game, and that's how I do it. But this type of thing, yeah, this is definitely on the weird side. It's not something that I would look to buy to put it into add into my
yeah.
collection.
Yeah. Agreed, sir.
Well, we've been at this 51 minutes, and Florida boy just decided he don't want to show up. He just
Uh,
wouldn't or couldn't or wouldn't face us tonight because he
I
knows
guess.
in his heart, he knows in his soul the red ass beatdown, or I should say the orange ass beatdown that is coming. The orange crush is descending. And there ain't gonna be nothing left
Hell no.
to drain back into the swamp
There's going to be
by the
some
time we're
pants
done.
on the field with some shit stains. That's about it.
And I've got no pity. Zero
Oh,
pity.
hell no.
Talking shit 16 to 17 years. None of that matters. None of it.
Nope. Not a damn bit.
Jinx this.
Jinx that.
It ain't. It doesn't matter. What matters is this. We are the better team. We have shown this year that we are the better team. And on Saturday, we're going to walk that line.
Those Gators better be ready for
Take
an
them, take them, take,
ass
take
whooping.
them, take them, take them to the wood. We're going to walk that aisle. Take them to the woodshed and go to the pay window, if you will, in public.
All right, sir. Hey,
Go
we got a
Vols.
viewer, somebody watching. You got a comment, mysterious watcher? Uh, all right.
Peace out.
Day after tomorrow. Peace out. Go Vols.
Go Vols.